The downfall of Hussein Farhat needs to be seriously studied. He went from one of the most controversial fake natties promoting unbeneficial fitness products and coaching for a big bag to now coming after Jeff Nippard's credibility, biting the hand that feeds him because of a publicity stunt with Greg Doucette gone sideways. Now, if Hussein Farhat didn't out himself with being exposed as a fake natty with definitive evidence, he honestly may as well have, with how this entire situation has unfolded and how his almost non-existent reputation has now gone nuclear right back on him and Greg Doucette. Honestly, with everything that has unfolded, it shouldn't be Jeff Nippard that Hussein should be coming after. It really should be Greg, and anyone with half a brain cell could have seen this happening. Now, we all know that Greg Doucette is not new to creating fitness controversy and uproar, but after watching Hussein Farhat's video addressing the aftermath, it seems like this whole idea to fabricate a coming clean to gear usage video in the first place wasn't really Hussein's idea. It appears to have stemmed from the persuasion of another one of Greg's amazing publicity stunt ideas. Now, we're going to dive into Hussein's recent video in response to the entirety of the situation. So without any more yapping, let's just jump straight into his response. And also quickly, I want to mention I have come out with my first ever merch brand launch. So if you guys want to support the channel and support me, then click on the link in the description if you want to purchase any of this merch and clothing. But yeah, really appreciate all the support. Without any further ado, let's just jump into the video.
On gear.
In the process, they screwed over Jeff Nippard.
He knew that it was a joke.
You don't need to retract anything. Let me just leave it at that.
And he didn't reply.
I love how the first thing that he puts is addressing the lies. I wish he did an autobiography of his fitness career after this quote, because honestly, brother, everything that you stand by and promote is a lie. But anyway, let's just move on.
For the past few days, there's been thousands of comments calling me a fake natty, saying I'm a liar. And there's also been hundreds of influencers that some of them I really thought were my friends that came out and made videos absolutely bashing. And in today's video, I'm going to be addressing everything, going over the facts and telling you guys the truth and what happened exactly. Now, before I even start, I just want to say that I am a lifetime natural. I've never touched any sort of steroid, any sort of gear, any sort of peptide. I really don't mind getting judged. I don't mind the doubters. I don't mind the haters. I've been through it already. I just want to tell people the truth. If I decide to hop on, I will look into this camera and tell you guys, all right, I'm on. That's essentially how it is in terms of my natty stuff.
Well, there you have it, guys. If he says he's going to hop on, then he'll just openly come clean about it, because that's what every fitness influencer does, right? There's no need to be suspicious of whether he's telling the truth or not, even if it meant risking his brand and how he makes all of his money. And we've seen that time and time again, haven't we, with Liver King?
Because I lied.
A few other names that I will not mention.
So this whole thing started with me and Greg training at a gym. We were getting a workout in.
And it should have stayed at that, just you and Greg training at the gym.
Thing for a vlog. And then he came up with the idea to make a video.
Of course he did.
Just trolling all of the haters, trolling everybody that thinks that I'm not a natural by using their arguments of me not being a natural, like,
he hopped on for
16 months and hopped off,
but kept all the muscle,
which just doesn't make sense.
I also had to put on some fat.
Well, you can keep all the muscle, but at least majority of it. You know, I'm not like the most educated person on how gear works and dosages, what dosages do and stuff, but from the little knowledge that I know that you can hop on a small amount of stuff and do your PCT pretty good, honestly keep majority of the gains. That is why if someone does absolutely anything, they have then lost their natty status. Why? Because you have broken the ceiling of the amount of muscle that you can put on naturally. That's why taking anything at any point in your life loses your natty card. You cannot be then compared to any other natural.
I also had to put on some fat because I'm not on performance enhancing drugs.
His first argument is I wasn't able to achieve it myself, so that's why he's not natural.
Sarcastic video essentially to make fun of them. That was the idea. Greg came up with it and I was like, yeah, sure, that could be funny. And if you watch it, you understand, all right, this is just a joke, like Greg does. He does those sarcastic videos.
Hi. Hey, how are you, Han?
It's the dumbest joke ever.
I love you, Mike Israel.
And that was the whole point all the way. A lot of people think that we filmed this video and then saw the backlash and we were like, oh, we're trying to play it down. I literally have clips of me laughing while recording this video. I'll pull up a couple of them here.
And I decided to use steroids for 16 months straight and then stop after that.
Okay.
That is the fakest laugh I've ever seen anyone do, honestly. Let me just rewind that real quick.
Use steroids for 16 months straight and then stop after that. Okay.
It's literally like, it's like, all right, 3, 2, 1, now laugh.
And here's when everything absolutely blew up and went out of proportion. It's when Greg decided to comment on Scott Herman's video saying that I've been on gear for 16 months, and everybody started reacting to it.
Hussein, his reputation should be just completely gone.
Hussein Farhat got exposed for taking steroids.
I mean, can you blame all these guys for like jumping to the worst? Greg literally outed you, and he's your closest business partner. So if that's not as close to definitive evidence as you can get, I don't really know what is. And obviously it was all a publicity stunt in the end. Just an absolutely stupid idea from the get-go.
It's all for publicity, no doubt.
And I also want to make it clear that I had no idea about this comment. Greg didn't tell me about it. I didn't plan the comment. And the whole idea, I think Greg just wanted to boost the video and have people go and watch it when it comes out. That was his plan. Again, I'm friends with Greg. We're cool. I have no problem with Greg. I just think, you know, it would have been obviously...
I honestly see Hussein and Greg's relationship really tearing apart after all this has gone down. Like, I know they're business partners, but don't say I told you so when they slowly start to split off with their own fitness branding and, you know, going their separate ways.
It would have been obviously better to not do that comment, and he does agree.
I did that to stir up more controversy and to try to get him more views. So that was my mistake. I shouldn't have posted a comment.
Once again, I had no control. It wasn't even my decision for that comment to even be out. After Greg posted that comment, hundreds of people started making videos about me, making videos about the situation, and essentially that's also when Jeff decided to make his post, and all of this happened as I was sleeping, right? I slept around 3 a.m. and woke up, I think, that day around noon.
And also, what's with the shitty music in the background, like he's trying to insinuate all of this was out of his control? Brother, you filmed this video with Greg, and for some unexplainable reason, thought this was an insane idea.
Or 1 p.m. around that time, and I had no idea about anything. Right? The comment that Greg made, TNF dropping that video, Jeff dropping his post, all of this happened.
This is just typical victim play, honestly. Just the way this whole video is constructed is just like, it's not really my fault. Greg made a bad comment and it was just a lighthearted idea to roast the people that are calling me fake natty. It's like, he's really playing the victim card well.
Post, all of this happened while I was sleeping, right? So I woke up, saw all of the comments on my videos, saw all of the hate. Greg called me like, I don't know how many times. My brother was calling me. The video wasn't even out yet, and all of this hate was happening because of the comment that Greg made.
In the process, they...
And the video that you made, like...
kind of in my opinion. Jeff made a post about me, essentially saying that he regrets working with me, he regrets including me in the video, and that now he's...
Fair enough, what do you expect? Let's say Jeff Nippard's girlfriend made a comment on YouTube saying, oh, I had a conversation with Jeff and he wanted to come open about gear usage in the past. You know, obviously everyone is going to take it as gospel. Like, I don't blame Jeff in any way whatsoever for making this post and, you know, jumping to the conclusion that, oh, you have taken gear. I mean, nowadays, how often do you see people getting outed from genuine blood work and like failing drug tests? Not really. It's usually from someone, you know, opening up and saying, oh, I do know that this person, this fitness influencer has done gear in the past. That's usually how people get outed.
So one of the doubters, one of the people that thinks that I'm a fake natty, and he posted this on his Instagram and on his YouTube, which means he posted this to 10+ million followers across his platforms. And the reason why I feel like this is a weird move from Jeff is because he knew that it was a joke. The video wasn't serious, it was sarcastic. Essentially, Jeff...
Alright, so I want to go through these transcripts because, you know, from what I'm reading here, Greg Doucette really left Jeff in the dark. And you can really see it by Jeff's responses as well, because he's asking continuously, oh, are you being serious? Did he actually cycle? Like,
Greg and asked him, were you being sarcastic in this comment? Because everybody thinks that you were being serious. To which Greg replied, we're waiting for the video to come out on
Saturday. Me and Hussein posted a 20-minute video. It'll be very interesting to see how the world reacts to the video. And I don't want to say anything more about the video.
I don't want to say anything more about the video. He's talking about him and Hussein posted a 20-minute video. We're coming out with a video on Saturday. Nothing here says, oh, by the way, Jeff, this is a complete joke. You know, he left Jeff in the dark. And I think he did this strategically as well, so that hoping Jeff didn't make a post about anything, but also maybe to get Jeff on board this whole idea or something. I don't know.
Put some testers and feelers out on what people are going to say. And hopefully everyone in the industry industry reacts to it, and then we can make more videos reacting to those videos reacting.
Greg told him everything about the video. You know, it's coming out.
Greg told him everything about the video in that transcript. I don't know if you're missing like messages or something here, but honestly, if that is the complete conversation, you did not say all in those messages to Jeff Nippard.
Coming out on Saturday. Then Jeff said, so wait, did he actually cycle? If so,
exactly. Jeff is confused. I don't know like how that transcript explains that this entire video is a joke.
So I'll need to publicly retract my statements because I've been putting a lot of my own reputation on the line for it.
Facts. Jeff has been putting a lot of his reputation on the line for this guy, and also Julian as well, but
the line for it. I'm absolutely with him. All right, if I did cycle, it makes like a lot of sense to retract your comments or make
but you're toying with the authenticity of Jeff's content with even thinking of this idea as a whole. You're really pulling on strings as to how much you can stretch Jeff's reputation.
Told him.
So in the video, but don't tell anyone, in the video, we're going to come out and say that he took a bunch of stuff. And then I'm gonna say, yeah, it's this polymorphism thing that allowed him to keep all his gains. I would say at the end of the video, 50% of people will be like, this is a joke. And then
he still didn't even directly say, yes, me and Hussein are joking.
50% will say, I knew it, or they'll watch the first 2 minutes and not watch the full video. So you don't need to retract anything. Let me just leave it at that.
I'm just going to leave it at that. You're still not explaining anything to Jeff. You're leaving him completely in the dark. Honestly, you should not be blaming Jeff in any way, shape, or form for making a post coming out about Hussein being exposed.
So in the video, he told him exactly what we're going to be doing.
He didn't tell you exactly what we'll be doing. It left him so confused. You can literally see in the messages how many times he asked, oh, is he being serious? So did he actually cycle? What's going on, you know?
It's a joke. He told him we're going to be trolling. Again, it's going to be a video where we make fun of the haters, where we do this, you know, sarcastic video, and after we say that it's a joke, that everything that they just saw is fake, Greg told him that if he could not tell anyone and not make a post yet, because it was only going to make sense then.
You don't need to retract anything.
And then the part that I really find weird is that Jeff still decided to make that post after,
as he should, as any normal person would.
It's like as if he never asked anybody, as if he asked Greg and Greg told him, yes, he's actually on gear.
The entire planning of this idea was just so poorly done. They were at the gym and they just thought of this honestly stupid idea to make this video in the first place. There was just no planning done, no communication done with Jeff, because they sort of wanted Jeff to maybe help the publicity of the whole stunt. I don't know.
Gear. That's the post that he made. He made the same post he was going to make as if Greg told him that I was on gear, even though Greg told him that it was a joke. He knew it was a joke. He knew it wasn't real. He knew I wasn't on gear, and he still decided.
All of that is a lie. This whole video is a lie, honestly. Now, I'm not saying Hussein is not natural. If you were to put the transformation that Hussein has just on someone with a completely starting from scratch history, so like doesn't have any of Hussein's reputation around it, I could see it being possible. Because it is Hussein, you know, has this transformation and this physique in such a short time, and because of the person that he seems to be, I don't believe that he's natural. But that's just my 2 cents anyway.
To make that post, calling me out. And the reason, honestly, I think Jeff decided to make that post in the first place is because he wasn't able to handle all of the heat he was getting. He called me for a video. I pulled up for the video, got him a viral video.
You didn't get him a viral video. Your video is like one of the least viral videos of Jeff's past 20 videos. So stop trying to act like you gave him some sort of opportunity of a lifetime to make a video with him. He gave you the opportunity of a lifetime. Jeff has a way better fan base than you have. You should be honestly over the moon to be presented with the opportunity to be in Jeff's video. It's not the other way around.
Do another one on it, which also went viral, and all of that obviously got him some hate, which is totally understandable.
Jeff, without any reason, because of the passion he has for science, began with the idea to even make this video in the first place. He put so much trust and put so much of his honesty on the line to make this, you know, what is a attainable naturally video that Jeff did, because of just the science behind bodybuilding. And he wanted to, whether it's true or not, he wanted to try and educate people on what he thinks is naturally achievable. And he put his own reputation on the line to make that video with you. And now you're just completely throwing him under the bus.
Always going to be haters when it comes to these natty or not videos, which I'm pretty sure he knew before making the video. But then I hadn't even posted the video yet, but he saw it as an opportunity to flip around, join the haters, and essentially direct all of the hate he was getting towards me. He played the victim.
He's not trying to jump on the bandwagon and and think, oh, this is too much. I need to redirect this hatred that I've received towards someone else. After you've planned all this out, he's already completely shattered his reputation now. He's not trying to redirect it towards anyone else. You've completely destroyed his hard-earned years of reputable content. Honestly, you've completely shattered everything he stands by.
He played the victim, said that, oh, I got tricked. You can all say, I told you so, I'll take my L. Knowing everybody was going to be with him, they're going to feel bad for him. And all of that hate is going to go towards me and obviously Greg, because people are going to think, oh, Greg knew about it all along. I thought we were friends. Like, I hadn't even posted the video. He didn't even talk to me. We didn't even have a conversation. And he still decided to make that post calling me out and saying I'm a fake natural. I've messaged Jeff since to ask him,
He's basically getting on his hands and knees begging Jeff to make another post saying, oh, I retract my comment. Hussein is natural. Like, as if Jeff is going to do that after all this, after what you've done to that man.
If he would, now that he's watched the video, if it would, he would.
Anyway, I really hope all of this is a learning experience for Jeff. I hope he doesn't jump to make a video on natural fitness influences without doing some solid background research and maybe having a bit more authenticity with testing that these guys are naturals. I think this has been a hard way to learn your lesson, Jeff, but I think from here on out, if you're making any videos with so-called natural fitness influencers, I really hope that you go into a lot more skepticism with, whether these influencers really are natural. Pretty sad to see, to be honest. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to cop any of my first merch drop, link in the description. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.